So in this video, it's going to be sort of a complicated one. Not really, but it's going to be a little bit longer. We're going to be doing upper control arms. You can see the ball joints are completely busted. And maybe you can't see those too much, but they're completely dry rotted. And these front struts are pretty much almost rusted all the way through. You can press down on top of the car and let the car bounce, and these really don't come back up. So we're gonna have to do a lot of removing. I was just doing a quick glance. To get to the top of the strut mount, you're gonna need to remove this plastic cover, set that off to the side. Now, the bolts for the upper control arm is right down there, and then right behind underneath this wiring harness. What we're gonna do is start with just getting rid of this bracket. And this is the passenger side, by the way. I figured this would be the easier side, but after looking at it, probably looks like it's gonna be a pain all the way around. I'm gonna try to get rid of this reservoir, 10 millimeter. It's a longer bolt. You can actually see it from down in the wheel well. Be nice time to, I doused everything in fluid before it started. It's not going anywhere. Alright, so that does free that up a little bit. There's a bolt right here I'm gonna remove. It's a 13 millimeter. Free this up. I don't see what else it's. Okay, so that's enough room. So without this here, I can actually get a socket in there and get to those. I don't know what size that is yet, but I'm not going to worry about that exactly right now. What I want to do is I'm going to get this bolt off first. So while it's resting, because you're going to want to put this back pretty close to how you had it, I'm going to go ahead and do whatever you can to make a mark up here. There we go, there's one. I can come up here. There's two. All right. Alright, so this one right here, I don't see any problems with this coming off. It's actually not in too terrible a shape, but if it was, I would just apply heat right now before you even try to tackle this and try and happen to start to strip out this nut. But once you get it on here, it's an 18 millimeter, and then you can use whatever size that would be of a socket to lock it in. I'm gonna use air tool to see if I can just rip it off real fast. Which I can't, so I'm going to have to do what I just told you to do. There you go, it's sizzling. It won't take much. Alright, so it's an 8 millimeter. So here's how we're going to do this. If you spin it the right way, that is. just gonna hold that center nut still. Oh, getting some resistance, hitting the top of this. I'll try to slide this down as far as it can go. At least if you get it moving, it's fine, because once you get to a certain point, you can cut it off if need be. Especially if nothing is stripped. Oh. So close to being off there too. Oh. What you want to do is get a shallow 15mm socket or a ratchet wrench, whatever's easier for you. Let me see if I can get the Milwaukee in there to make it a little faster. Oh, and I can't. That one, and you can see it's already fell through. All right, so down here, let's see if I can get you a little closer. Maybe it's about as close as I can get you. All right, so I'm gonna there you go, pry those out of this metal bracket. There's gonna be two wiring harness, although I know you can only see one. I'm gonna get this one off. Yeah, because I can't get these two apart, so I would have just disconnected this, but they're not coming apart. I'm gonna leave those alone. Wasn't meant to be, I guess. having a hard time getting this last one out. Not that you can see anything, but right here is another one. There we go, I got it now. That's okay. That's really all I need. I just need it out of the way so I can get down to so now I'm going to have to yeah, dang it. Alright, so there's a crappy part. I gotta remove this sway bar link to get to this bolt. And it's probably all seized in there also. So this one I can't cut off. It's a 15mm nut. If you're going to use flame, put the flame away from the rubber, because those will not replace it. Oh, it's a 15mm also. All right. Well, made it further than I thought we would. And this one's not an 8. There we go. Oh my God. Well, I'm just gonna have to get a breaker bar. Little tiny thing is hard to hold on to. There we go. Much easier. I'm putting the nut back on even further so I can try to clear off the rest of the threads of this bolt. That's it. See, it's a pain, but that's how we have to do it here in Indiana. Just so rusty. Everything's rusty. Alright, so you have to take the bottom off to get the top off. Same exact way. So the bottom was a lot easier. I don't know why. It just came right off. Which is weird because it's really no protection down here. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It's off. It's happy. I'm happy. Alright, so the nut on the base is a 21 millimeter and the bolt head is an 18. We'll go ahead and get that out. Always put your nut back on so you don't lose it. You know which one goes to where. And we'll move up top. These 4 bolts are 13 millimeters. Oh. I was hoping this was a push in, but it's not. Okay, we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way, I guess. Now, don't get too crazy and just get used to taking these nuts completely off, because on a lot of cars, they just fall straight to the bottom. You don't want to do that. But those are free, and we'll move down to the bottom and see what we can maneuver it out. All right, well, I couldn't really show you because as soon as I sat down, it fell. But like I said, luckily this one's connected right there, so it doesn't fall apart. Now we can remove these. I'm gonna keep this one on the left side. Or not. Get this one right. Get that out. Alright, you get your nice and new one. Get it fit back in there. I'll start the bolts. Ow. Alright, now get the right bolt in there. Now I got the nice new strut. Oh, put it up in here. fully tighten these up because I still want a little bit of wiggle room down there. Oh, that's great. Alright, at least it's held. Okay, right here. I think I might need to lift it up a tiny bit. Okay. So I'm gonna go lower on the lower control arm. There we go. Got that through. Let's add the big 21 millimeter. Beautiful. I will button up the top. So I'm going to start with the easy side because this is the only side you can see. Getting this nut on for the upper control arm. Alright, now before we fully tighten that, I'm going to go ahead and come back down here and see, I got too tight. I'm going to loosen that up and then you're going to... Alright, so before the GoPro died, we're going to want to line up your two markings. I'm going to have to raise it up a tiny bit. Alright, that side's taken care of. Now this other side I can't show you, but it's just essentially the same process. Put the nut back on and put all the wiring harnesses back. Alright, time to put the sway bar link back on. Put the top on first. Actually, we'll go through the top like this. I'm going to swing it around. Now is when you actually might need the jack, just because this is brand new. The Strut is, so it's got a lot of pressure. So like I said, this is where the jack comes in handy to relieve some of that pressure. There we go. So now we got both sides in. I'll lock the center in again and drive it in. done. And we're going to do the same thing for the bottom. Okay, that's where it stops. Okay, done. Oh. So stiff. Okay. Just using the lower jack to assist me with speeding up this process. There we go. The 19. All right. So there we go. That's what it looks like. Brand new upper control arms, new shocks. Now, no, I'm sorry, struts. Now they don't actually sell quick struts for this vehicle. You have to actually separate them. But since the spring was pretty rusty on the old one, I found some gently used ones, saved a bunch of money, especially in labor. So I mean, it's just worked out great that way. Yeah, that's all you removed. You have, like I said, double check those. Everything looks nice and new and great. Put your plastic cap back on, get your wiring harness all put back together, and that's how you do the passenger side of this 2002 Lincoln.